Hold on, that other video just ended, so we started a new one. Right, so if you're following along, you might know what we're talking about. You might not. You might be able to catch on. Like watching a movie sometimes. You might come in a little late, but you can kind of start piecing it together. Sometimes people have to tell you a few things. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, now it makes sense. Right. So they're talking about how YouTube videos just pop up on their phone, shorts and stuff. And sometimes they're cool videos. It's like, oh, neat. Yeah, we just shared one. Something had popped up. It was a nature landscape talking about the beauty of nature, showing a mountain. So those videos automatically go in your watch history. So sometimes I'll click on that channel of those pop-up videos that just pop up when you open YouTube. Be shorts and stuff. Oh yeah, I know you know how to protect yourself from that. Yeah, I'm talking about the retards like me. I know, and if I'm that stupid, I know. Special cases, huh? Yeah, unfortunately, I know a lot of people don't know how to protect themselves from those things. And anyways, but it can be a good thing too, right? Because sometimes good stuff gets fed. I liked that last one, and when I clicked on the channel, I skimmed through the videos, and I found one that I kind of liked, so I shared it. Right, now sometimes some might pop up, like yesterday, one of America's Got Talent, with the Spanish judge. She was crying and listening to someone play the guitar. Right, so whatever channel someone posted that on, it was just a short clip of that scene. Sometimes you'll click on that channel and it'll just be other scenes of America's Got Talent or other shows, or it could be a number of things. Right, so it seems harmless. So someone was just mentioning, they don't know if it's a concern, but they wanted to bring it to the attention that, yeah, sometimes when you click on the channel of the short that popped up that just went in your watch history, sometimes that channel can have other videos on it that are violent or, you know, stuff you wouldn't probably watch. Has that happened? Yeah, nothing too out of sorts here, but I have listened to other people's concerns, and now listening to what you're saying about the pop-ups there and how that automatically goes into people's watch history. There's other investigators and people kind of going, oh, others already knew that and are like, yeah, exactly, it's what we were saying, it's what we were saying. And those ones are like, oh. Other people are like, what are they talking about? I'll try to explain it in layman's terms. So if you open up your YouTube and a video just automatically pops up, and then there might be a decent video. It's an innocent cat video. Oh, look at the little cute kitty. Right, they're just different shorts. Sometimes those channels have a whole host of other videos on it. And the watchers in the feeding chains, feeding out the child and animal abuse, right, they can feed certain shorts to people to pop up, make suggestions. Now investigators and people and others who have worked with these things to feed people good things, right? You want to influence in a good way. So when you see how that can be used for good or bad, like a weapon, right, when you start getting into like some of the FBI stuff, right, so not necessarily the investigators or ones looking into it are going to be the ones doing the feeding and stuff. Others do. And then it triggers other people, like, oh, we got somebody that just watched whatever. And they might not have. It might have been a pop-up of a kitty video, but the channel that that's connected to might have had other videos on it, and then they get flagged as a watcher. Right, so sometimes this has happened a lot, and they'll show up and people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. Right, and I mean, that person will have no idea to be like, oh, that must have been on this short that popped up on my phone. Like, they're not going to have any idea to say that or be able to connect that with the investigator. I understand what you're saying there. I think other people are kind of connecting those dots with how those things have caused a lot of crossed wires and confusions with feeders and chasers and investigators, and how they're making the child and animal abuse videos, both real and fake, that they're feeding out on those channels. Right, because they got to have watchers for the chasers to go get, because they have all these chasers that they've been training to go out and do that work. So they need watchers. So when not enough people are watching that stuff, they put it out on channels like that, and then they'll put like the short of a cute kitty video, or could be a nature scene, stuff like that. So yeah, I usually don't click on the channels and check out, but I just did that because you mentioned it, so I was like, let me check out the channel of this short that just popped up on my phone when I opened YouTube. So let's open YouTube again. Short didn't pop up that time. See how it doesn't happen every time? Let's see, so that's one. So we'll see if it does it every so many opens. I'll space it out too. So that was 2. I just opened it 2 times. Didn't get a short that popped up either time. But it does every once in a while. I see what you're saying and how they could use it in that way, and how it could be used for good or bad. You want to influence them in a good way, right? Right, you can see how a lot of the activists and people connected with those things who have the capabilities to do that have been doing that with some of these people. They get going to those things. They're constantly feeding them that kind of material, popping it up in their feed, their suggestion boxes. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's so sad. It's disturbing. And you try to get through to the people doing that crap. Like, and they feel so justified. As though they're helping. Get predators. Yeah, they're protecting some of the worst fucking drug traffickers and pedophiles playing these games. It's a business, dude. They don't fucking care about the kids. It's a business. They're fucking with all y'all. But yeah, the investigators do know, because sometimes, when they show up and start questioning people, and they'll admit that they've watched stuff and they're very sick, and that they have a problem. I remember that one. That was a pastor. His son. Yeah, that was a weird one, huh? Interesting. Right, I think they were feeding stuff to the pastor's son on purpose. I'm not condoning, because he started to watch it, right? He got addicted to it or something. Yeah, because they were feeding him nonstop. Tell me I'm lying. It doesn't matter either way. Whether it was fed to him purposely or not. Whether the voices that you hear are telling you to kill somebody or not. Stick a needle in your eye. Punch yourself in the face. And you can do or not do. It's your choice. If you want to use the excuse that you heard someone say it, or it was in a song, or social media, or they drove you to do it, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's no excuse. A lot of people aren't taught these things. It is really sad. Yeah, that handful of stuff they play. The racist stuff, the transgender stuff, the abuse, Catholic charities. Right, and they're not always connected to all the Catholic churches. I think people maybe get just confused with labels and names. I don't know. Right, just like any other business. Say you own right, McDonald's is a franchise, right? Right, so if one McDonald's has some fucked up people at it and they're running some kind of drug operation out the back door, we don't shut McDonald's as a drug operation. No. You got to take care of that by other means, right? It's not as though you shut down like the McDonald's or... Right, so when you understand that kind of mentality when it comes to these things we're talking about and the serious nature of the abuse going on here in Augusta, Maine with these children and hostages, the child and animal abuse and pornography being fed out to the activists and people feeding out lines. It's like a circle of feeding, feeders and watchers, and chasing, investigations. It's a business. It's so disturbing. It's like the Hollywood bubble when it comes to those investigations. It's a joke to a lot of people, and it's putting a lot of people in danger. Yeah, and it's also allowing some of the worst abusers to get away with what they're doing, being protected by sick druggies who are more concerned about protecting their reputations. History of drugs and traffic. I know, they're all been going to rehab and healing themselves, getting on the Suboxone and the psychedelics and stuff like that. They're working very hard to help them all. Just as long as they don't have to talk about what? Stem cells, food dyes, and veterans. I hear ya. Wow, huh? The funding they get for those things. Thank goodness there are good forces that are aware, just helping to keep tabs, bring awareness and clarity and understanding to exactly what's going on so we can hopefully help the real victims and the hostages that are in the hands of these sick fucking pieces of shit that like to fucking torture little kids. They get off on it. It's like a drug to them. Yeah, and you sick motherfucking nasty freaks helping them out. I'm telling you, there's a good handful of you. It's less than a handful now, huh? Yeah, some heeded to the warning, or just pretended to. They do that sometimes. No, work on the waves. From Colorado to central Maine. Any other questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions as to how we can help our children here at the Governor Hill Mansion? Yeah, those kids that have been fucked and tortured for years. They were vaccine injured in 2013 behind our back. Yeah, what we'd already dealt with. Unbelievable what you sick fucking people have been doing. Yeah, slop it up. Don't really care. The facts need to be addressed and these kids need help. That's all I know. I'm a dead mother watching from the great beyond, and you motherfuckers better step up and do what the fuck you're supposed to do. Just saying. Friendly suggestion. Mwah.